SoftWash, based out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I've been in the SoftWash Systems family for a little over 3.5 years and have been enjoying it. I had two vehicles. I'm actually down here swapping out one of my old rigs for a new one. It was a great rig, lasted over 3.5 years, and almost, we did the math, $600,000 off that rig that I'm trading in.
Wow. Okay, so tell me about this new system that you're getting.
Oh, you know me, I got to chase the bells and whistles, but it's got everything. It's a fully loaded skid, so it's got the new DC pump system as opposed to the plugging in the bulk rinse for the 110. It's got the new blend module, the newest of the new blend modules. We got that going for us. Extra saddle tanks to carry more soaps, to be able to do different jobs, to be able to dial on command, all that. And the creme de la creme is the new water system. So we got the Phantom water system that SoftWash Systems just recently put out, and it's even got the little remote. You can control it with your phone. So I'm all about the bells and whistles.
Well, the truth is, the bells and whistles aren't just for show.
No, they're not. They're actually they actually do stuff, and anything that makes my job quicker and more efficient and better at it means more money. So
okay, so you have been doing this 3.5 years, and what are some of talk to me about the difference you make in your community?
We do actually do a lot for our community. There's no other soft washer, there's no other SoftWash Systems network, and there's no other people that do soft wash in my community. So we reach out to a lot of people. We do the whole standard playgrounds for free. Just doing playgrounds, I've probably grossed maybe 10,000 of extra stuff added on. They're like, man, you did that playground, that's really great. Can you come give us an estimate? And that's the best kind of referrals, is somebody that just sees you, knows what you do, part of a network, got the fancy shirts, fancy trucks, fancy equipment. So normally it's a non-competitive too. They'll invite me there. If I give them a reasonable price, they're like, okay, when can you do it?
Wow.
They're not calling in company A and company B next. So it's really neat. We did a really big bridge project. There's this covered bridge in our neighborhood, and I restored that back to almost original and saved them, thousands of dollars down the road to replace all that cedar shake.
So you serve as pro staff?
Yes, I've been on pro staff for about 1.5 2 years almost.
Is that all? So this is you're in year 2?
I think I'm in year 2. I don't know. It kind of slides by. Maybe
okay.
3, maybe 2.5.
So tell me, why are you serving as pro staff?
The reason I do it is actually to give back to the community, our SoftWash community. I'm not gonna lie to you, I literally get 1 to 2 calls a day from being a pro staff, whether it's over here teaching the classes with 30 people in it that all call me, have my number, and they go throughout the entire, I get calls from Hawaii. I get calls from everywhere. Sometimes it's simple stuff. Sometimes I lead them along a little bit, and then I refer them back to the network and getting involved with all the other people that have constant threads of every day talking about different topics. So that's what really I like. Is giving back to the community, makes them smarter, and they appreciate it later. I had a call the other day, and they're like, hey, during the wintertime, I got this, I want to say it was like a $30,000 project coming up. Do you mind coming and helping me when you guys shut down for the winter? I was like, just answering a few phone calls, and I go out and get a piece of that. So it's neat. It does give back, and that's not the reason I do it. I do it to help people.
Okay, so you can obviously own a soft washing company or other service company without being part of a network, because this is not a franchise.
Correct.
You have voluntarily chosen to be a part of the network and even serve as pro staff. Why have you stayed and continued being a part of the network?
I think I learn just as much from the network as I give back to the network too. So there's a lot of times where I'll get calls on something, hey Craig, are you doing this yet? Nope. I'm like, okay, why are you doing that? And I'll ask all those questions, and I'll be like, man, that's a really good idea. We should spread that around. And for those people that are isolated on their little island doing their own thing, they don't have that camaraderie, and also the most important thing is the education sharing. If we didn't have that piece of it, I would be way more uneducated than I'm in, if that makes sense. Like, I can learn stuff on my own. I'm great. I'm very intimate with my whole blend module, my whole skid. However, I don't know what to do if I don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I find out.
Good.
I'm not just in there turning wrenches and like, I hope this works. So I love having that network, people coming to me.
Yeah, I would say the education is a major part of it, not just the formal education from our online academy, but it's each individual owner operator or owner company operator who is able to say, hey, I've tried it this way, I tried it that way, this has worked better. It's constant educating, constant growing. So what is the, that's one of the things, by the way, too, you do for your community. You educate them.
Correct.
And so that's huge. All right, so when you're out there in your community and you are selling soft washing, people call you, say, hey, can you come? What would you say if there is a number one concern? What's the biggest concern they have?
The biggest concern when you first give them that 30-second elevator speech, you know, we're doing this, we're not a pressure washer. Well, is your chemicals safe for my lawn? Does your chemicals, well, here's the exact question. Is your chemicals hurt my lawn or my trees or my flowers? And I say, absolutely. I can decimate your entire yard if I wanted to. However, that's however, comma, I wouldn't be in business that long if I did. So these are the things we do. We water it down before, water it down during and after, plant protecting. You explain all that stuff to them and they're like, I trust you, Craig. After you give them that whole thing, at least 90% say, okay, I trust you. And I was like, that's huge right there.
Yeah, you're right, and I laugh because that is the number one concern. I randomly had somebody call me. I'm like, I'm not a soft washer. Hey, how's this going to impact my grass? What? You think we'd send them out there to kill your plants? All right, so let me see, what else can I ask you here? Another thing you do, you have someone that works with you, right? And he may be moving on, but you provide work for people in your community. Even if it's one or two or three people, I don't know how large the company is.
At the most we had was 4,
Okay.
and then we dialed back a little bit. But yeah, absolutely, they're part of the community too, and I'm a proud supporter of my community. And yeah, I love giving back and helping them out. And sometimes they'll go out and get hey, I got my brother's house to do. I was like, take the rig, go do it, man, go do it.
Okay, so 2020's ended up being a crazy year, just kind of across the board.
Yeah.
So here you are, you own a business. March happens and COVID-19 happens. What happens to you and NC SoftWash?
Well, we had to take a step back, I guess, and realize exactly what did the community need. So what we did is step back, and I said, you know what, I want to do inside sanitation. Some inside disinfectant, so we use hydrogen peroxide at 30% and then break that down to 3%, and we use foggers to do that. So that actually saved me a little bit. We made quite a bit of money off that, going into different restaurants, bars, nursing homes, and that type of stuff, and actually doing inside sanitation for them to ensure they have a 100% COVID-19 free environment.
And you still do that?
We do. We actually just did a couple last week where 2 of the employees came down with it, and they said, let all the employees go home, gave us a call. We went in the next day, made sure everything was disinfected. Those 2 employees stayed home. Everybody else came back in and felt safe.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the ways that during this time, you're equipped to go serve your community in that way. Yeah, that's big. All right. We are glad you're part of the SoftWash Systems Network, by the way.
I'm glad to be here.
No, it's a lot. You're fun, and the network is fun. But you're well respected. We're glad to have you here. And anything else that you want to say to your community? What area or region do you service?
We service mainly the northeastern part of North Carolina. So. A lot of people don't know where Elizabeth City, North Carolina is. I barely do too, but so Virginia Beach, Virginia. So all the way down to Williamston, North Carolina is basically our area. About an hour and a half outside of our shop in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So we'll go out to the Outer Banks. We'll do Nags Head, Manio Island, and all those different places. It's a different environment out there with the salt water and the beach houses. They're huge. They're huge. But we have a lot of fun. Yeah, I wanted to just say, basically, if anybody thinking about starting a business, I've helped. I think that was one of the other reasons, going back to the pro staff, I started getting my name out there, because I think to date, I've got 12 people that have started their business with SoftWash systems as opposed to doing something else. That's from good friends, people I just talked to, people that have seen me washing have started it and just went to different areas. Luckily, they didn't start up next door to me, but so yeah, I think it's 12 or 13. So Whitney might have the number on that.
That's really incredible. All right, how do people get in touch with you?
If you want to get a hold of me for any type of exterior cleaning estimates, come talk to you about anything on your property, it's 252-772-5985, or you can send us an email at craig@ncsoftwash.com, or on our website we have a contact form out there you can fill out and we'll come do an estimate for anything you want on your property, and that's www.ncsoftwash.com.